Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Education Management Vlog. Today, I'm going to talk about ethics of educational administrators. How is this topic significant in today's educational setting? Education managers are expected to be morally upright. They are expected to promote and demonstrate high ethical standards. Based on the article and through observation and experience, ethics of educational administrators were uniform. However, the implementation is based on context. The reason I said that is because different countries have different cultures and traditions. Generally, all schools around the world must follow the set ethical standards as mandated by the UN Education. So the policies are then interpreted and contextualized by different nations across the globe to meet the education's ethical criteria of each country. For example, in Cambodia, the government had set country's philosophy. The Ministry of Education has implemented the philosophy through embedding it in schools' curriculum and activities. The curriculum and programs are then carried out by school administrators. Teachers are responsible in carrying out the curriculum and program through varied and differentiated lessons and activities that are taught in the classroom. Now, from the UN's perspective, ethical standard is uniform as all other countries must follow the trend. However, in a micro level, ethical practices are implemented based on cultural and traditional values each country adhered into. Furthermore, educational administrators will then translate and interpret the ethical guidelines into a different context where they think is most applicable and needed by stakeholders. Conversely, teachers will also contextualize the ethical standards and practices to meet the need of each learner. So other instances why I've said that ethics standards are contextualized are in the province where I have taught. I don't punish students due to the child protection policy mandated by the UNESCO. However, students' parents would tell me to punish their children when they're not doing their best in studying. Worse, they themselves would hit their child in front of me and other children. Ethical practices in the province as compared to the city is totally opposite. The manner, values, and ethics are implemented in public schools and private schools are totally different. When I was teaching in a kindergarten school, my assistant teacher who have taught in a public school believed in punitive approach of disciplining children. In one instance, she used a ruler to lightly hit a child's palm as a punishment for hitting her classmate. The school principal back then held my assistant teacher accountable for using a ruler to discipline a child, and she almost got fired due to violating the child protection policy. In public schools, the punitive approach is even worse. However, in a private school, children are untouchable. So this gives dilemma in implementing ethics, values, and moral education in a private school. Furthermore, one of the dilemmas of education administrators is whether to conform to the norms of ethical issues in the city or to go against it. So even though there is a uniformity in the code of ethics and conduct that are being imposed by the government, the implementation of these code of conduct and ethics are contextualized by all school administrators and teachers. Teachers have their own personal differences, personalities, and cultural backgrounds. The way they interpret and implement policies that concerns values and ethics vary according to their own thoughts and understanding of ethical standards. For example, Asian teachers are more compliant to ethical standards and policies set by the school. On the other hand, Western teachers are more lenient. Both group of teachers knew that ethical standards are uniform to all stakeholders. However, they contextualize ethical values based on their own personal preferences, culture, and traits. This is another issue and dilemma for education managers to address to create an exemplar ethical school environment. So, in conclusion, ethical practices of educational administrators are very controversial. The ethical practices are influenced by the stakeholders' ethical values, traditions, culture, policies, students' organization, parents' organization, and teachers' organization. So these are the reasons why ethics of education managers are contextualized despite the uniformity of code of ethics and conduct among all other education managers around the world. Thank you for watching.